I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you guys are listening, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate the support. And of course, if you guys want to support me further, you can do that by going to my Patreon link. The link is in the description below. And you can give me $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever you guys prefer. I've added a bunch of tiers to it, so you can give me whatever amount is, suitable to your level. And I love all of them. I love any kind of support that you can give me, so don't even feel bad about giving me $1 or whatever it might be. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about how INFJs have this tendency to be extremely afraid of sharing anything about themselves. Now, as we get older, this tendency gets a little bit less so, but I remember when I was a child or when I was younger, I just was so fearful of anyone finding out anything about myself. Even now, I don't share a lot of things about myself with my friends or family. And even people who watch my videos, they see 10% of who I truly am. There's a lot of things I do with my free time that I don't share with people in general. But I do notice that I am getting less fearful of it because I am less fearful of judgment and less fearful of rejection. If people don't like me because of what I do or what I am or who I am, then that's okay with me. That's fine. People are going to come and go. And I've completely agreed and relaxed with that fact. I'm not really worried about losing friends, losing people, losing connections, losing relationships. It's normal to me now, and if that happens because of who I am, I'm not going to change myself for it, right? I'm going to be who I am. If you want to stick around, great. If you don't, then hasta la vista, right? It's very, very simple, the equation, and you stay if you like me. If you don't like me, leave, and I'll be fine either way, right? Because I am who I am. But I noticed this trend, obviously, that because I don't like sharing things about myself, even though it is all right with me now, better than I was before, I still am not really comfortable with it. I just don't like it. I just don't want people to know things about me because I feel like they can use it against me, or it's nice to be a mystery. So I noticed that when I go to parties or, when I'm at social events or when I'm around people, I like to kind of latch on to a person who likes to talk a lot. And I know people like that, and I know instantaneously who's going to be like that. And so I like being around those kind of people because it's perfect. You just ask them a couple of questions, and then they talk, and you learn about them, and you ask them more questions, and you ask them follow-up questions, and they talk a little bit more, and time passes by. And so you don't have to share anything, and that person talks the whole time. Now, I have friends of the opposite manner where they are the introverts and I have to be the one who has to talk, because if you guys know this, usually what happens is that as an INFJ, we try to balance the people out around us, right? So if there's an extrovert around us who speaks a lot, we will be quiet, we'll listen, we will play the role of the listener very well, and we'll allow them the space and time to speak and vent and just share themselves with us. If we are around an introvert who's more introvert than us, which is usually the case because we are ambiverts, we'll end up taking the role of the extrovert to balance things out. We'll be exuberant, we'll be energetic, we'll talk, we'll perform, we'll do all that stuff, right? And so yesterday I went to meet up a friend who's extremely an introvert, and she's very shy, and she's really cute, and I love her to death. And so she's really good at asking me questions, and also she wanted me to share what I was doing. We haven't seen each other in a month. And so I shared, and I was totally fine with it. After a while, though, I kind of realized that I had been basically talking the entire time that we had been hanging out together. We only saw each other for an hour, maybe hour and a half. But the entire time, I think an hour, almost the entire time, I was the one who was chatting. I'd always try to bring the conversation back to her. I'd be like, so what's going on with you? But because she's an introvert and she has a even harder time talking in public or sharing things or communicating, not only because there's a language barrier as well, English is not her first language. And so in that regard, it was hard. So she'd always be like, she'd say a few words and then she'd bring back the conversation to me. She's like, I'm more interested in hearing about you. You have a more interesting life, or you're doing more interesting things, or tell me about this and that, right? And so it's really interesting to me. I was sitting there observing this, obviously, as an outsider from an observer perspective. And I noticed how I have this other friend who's an extreme extrovert. And whenever I'm with her, she is the one who dominates the conversation. Of course, right? She likes to talk. And I like listening to her talk. She's funny and she's entertaining. And so she tells me all these stories about when she got drunk or when she went on a date with a Thai person, or she went on a holiday in the US, things like that. She has a lot of stories, and I sit there and listen, and I laugh, and I acknowledge the humor, and I'm happy, and she's happy because she's sharing. So the reason I wanted to do this video is because, of course, this is confusing to other people, right? I mean, a lot of people think I'm an extrovert because I come across as an extrovert to them because they're introverts. A lot of people know that I'm an introvert because they're extroverts and I'm very quiet around them, or I am listening. I'm in listening mode. And so I just wanted to say, if you are a younger INFJ, I know this is probably something that you read a lot about INFJs in general, but I really just want to acknowledge this fact that it's okay to play these different roles depending on the people you're around. Because as an INFJ, we are basically not only just a counselor, but we are a giver at heart. We want to give in a manner which suits the other individual. So we're trying to create an environment that is suitable for that other individual that we're with. So if it's an introvert, we want to create a safe environment for them to be in. And if it's an extrovert, we want to create a listening environment for them to be in, right? And so this is the kind of thing that we do. This is our automatic role that we drop into, right? It's okay to play these different roles to cater to the people around you. Nowadays, I don't feel like I'm putting on masks in order to do these different things. In the past, I would get really angry with myself because I was like, is this really how you want to behave? Is this really who you truly are? Etc., etc. Authenticity is a big one for us, as you guys know. But now I realize that I'm not really putting on a mask or anything. I'm just playing a different role, like acting in a way perhaps, but in a way that I am just helping or counseling or giving to the people around me so that they feel comfortable. And if they feel comfortable, I feel comfortable, right? I notice that if I am around an introvert sometimes and I just don't have the energy to be an extrovert, I just don't have the energy within myself to pull me and become that exuberant person, I notice that not only are they uncomfortable, but I am as well. I literally just want to run away from that situation because they're expecting me to take that role and I can't. Right? I'm not in the right frame of mind. I'm just not in the right mood. I just don't have the energy for it. And so I'm unable to do it. And so I'm unable to give to that person the environment that they need. And I noticed that it really takes a toll, not only obviously on them because they're uncomfortable, but on me because we are givers at heart. INFJs are just givers, and we just, in many different ways, we try to give to the world around us, to the people around us, to the world around us. So we'll do environmentally friendly things in order to give to the world. We will stop eating meat in order to do that, or we'll do other things like use less plastic, or you buy less clothes, things like that. Or in order to give to the people around us, we'll play these different roles and we'll allow them, or give them the safe space in order to be themselves. That's the reason why people love us so much and want to be around us and want to hang out with us. Or for situations, we will be the mediator in different situations when people are fighting in order to give them that time or space. So we do a lot of different things in order to give to the world around us. Okay? And it's okay, and I don't think it's a negative thing. I know a lot of you guys get angry with yourself because you change around different people, and I know I used to do that as well. But as long as you know authentically, truly who you are, and you know that you can always go back to that person if need be, it's okay. It's okay to play these random different roles in order to give to the people around you. I think it's absolutely fine. And the more I'm doing this, more I'm realizing that that person within me, that deep down, authentic person who's always there, and she's always there, she's always her real, true self, she never leaves the table. She never leaves the situation. She never leaves me. She's always there. She always is within me, right? And so I can never lose her by playing all these roles. She's always going to be there. She's always going to be within me, right? And I think in the past, I used to be afraid that if I play all these random roles, then I'm going to lose that essence of me. I'm going to lose that real self of me. And I don't think that's a possibility. Once you truly know yourself, and obviously it takes time to get to that point, but once you truly know yourself, and also you will keep on learning more about yourself as time goes on, so you will not completely know yourself at any point in time, right? You're always changing and growing and metamorphosizing. That's a hard word. And so you're always changing. So you're always going to be a different person. From today to tomorrow, you're going to be a different person. From right now to the next minute, you're a different person, right? And so things are always going to be changing. But it's okay because that essence, that deep within you, that is your true self, is always there. And if you know who she is, partly even, she's always going to be there. And you can always return to her whenever you want. Like if you say to yourself, I don't want to play these roles anymore and I want to be my true self, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to return to that role, to that person, and it's okay. No one's going to say that you're a bad person for it, I don't think. And that's a given. You're allowed to do that. But if you want to play these roles in order to give back to the people around you, in order to help them blossom and for them to be comfortable sharing with you, that's absolutely fine as well. And that's what I've learned over a lot of time of doing this, playing roles and then coming back to my authentic self, doing both of those and realizing that it's okay. It's okay to play those roles and it's okay to come back to my authentic self whenever I feel like it. I hope this makes sense. I don't know. Sometimes I have all these ideas in my head and I kind of congeal them and make them into a video and I wonder if I was able to make any sense. I hope I did. And of course, if you guys want to support me further because you like me or my videos or whatever it might be, you're more than welcome to do that by going to my Patreon link. The link is in the description below. And I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.